feels a bit unknown, right? Like we haven't seen the movie, so we have no idea what to expect.
Everyone kept telling us, you got to go to South by, it's the best audiences.
Truly, from the beginning of this movie, it was like, oh, that's the holy grail for this.
It's about that time when some kids are still kids and some kids are becoming teenagers.
We just had all these stories of what it was like for us trying to navigate sixth grade, your friendships and girls and all these things that are just kind of starting to like bubble up for the first time.
It was super fun. We had a lot of chemistry, we hung. It was really hard to like keep a straight face on that set.
It's not just a comedy. There's some heartwarming things in there, like when they really discover who they are and their friendship.
The role I play here is Jacob Tremblay's father. Years ago at The Last Man on Earth, he played a young version of my character, Tandy. To get to come back and see them again was fantastic.
My favorite part about shooting is the swearing, because it's something I don't get to do at all. It's a great movie, and I think we're going to get a lot of laughs when we go in there.
Let's bring out the producers first. The prides of Vancouver, British Columbia, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and the inexhaustible, irreplaceable James Weaver. Woo! And I'm going to bring out the cast, the pride of Vancouver, British Columbia, Jacob Tremblay.
Brady Noon, please come to the podium. And of course,
you know him as Lucas from Good Boys, Keith L.
Williams. And then the two biggest villains in movie history,
Molly Gordon and Midori
Francis.
Woo! Yes, they're amazing. Is that it? Is that everyone? We got everyone out here?
The movie's hilarious. The casting is fantastic. Can you talk about casting your cast?
Sure. We were very into Jacob Tremblay for this role. He'd never done a comedy before, but with that face and with those lines, it just seemed like maybe magic could happen. And we Skyped with him, and we've never done this before. We Skyped with him, and then we Skyped with his parents, which doesn't happen when you cast Willem Dafoe. So we had Jacob, and then we spent...
And then 8 months later.
8 months later, we found these two guys who were amazing. Yeah. But we were looking. There were kids from Europe. There were Canadians. There were Americans, and it took forever, but we were so psyched that we found these guys.
Yes.
So I've noticed you've got your ad campaign going about making a movie that they can't see, although they just did, didn't they?
What?
Don't tell anyone. That's a secret for here.
All right. Well, hypothetically, if you know what that means, how was the film? Can we? Yeah.
Pass the mic over. Take it away, go guys.
If I'm being honest, I am shocked and appalled. Seth? Seth told me that this was going to be a PG-rated family movie. He lied, and I am just so mad. I think we all know if it was going to be a PG movie that it would be 4 seconds long. I just want to put that out there. I hope everyone enjoyed the movie and that you all enjoyed yourselves. We put a lot of work into this production, and I'm really happy on how it came out. So.
Yeah.
And I do see the irony. It is called Good Boys, but we're really like bad boys.
What do we do with this?
No, guys, just keep talking. We don't need to say anything. You guys keep going.
We can take some. We have a little bit of time for audience questions, too. There are mics in the aisles. If you'd like to stand up and ask a question, you're welcome to. I am actually. But
Let's welcome Boys to Men to the stage. No.
Good. We'll give it to somebody else who's cleverer than me. Go ahead. You first.
Hey, awesome job, guys. You guys were so funny. I'm curious. I caught a couple like references to like some R-rated movies and then like some other like coming of age movies from like the 80s and 90s. I'm like guessing that frat scene where they're like in the drug. That was like Boogie Nights, I'm guessing, right? Okay, yeah.
Good eye.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm just wondering if you guys like had any other references to any other like coming of age or like other R-rated movies.
I mean, we talked about the movie being our goal at least was like a live action South Park. We talked a lot about Superbad. We talked a lot about The Hangover.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of like putting the kids in danger and them coming out of it. I'm trying to think what else. Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Stranger Things. Not a movie, but still counts.
Thank you. Well, actually, did you show the cast certain films to prep them at all?
What did you guys say?
Me and Keith were actually really eager to work with Seth and everyone else. And everyone else who did the production of Superbad. So we did get consent to watch Superbad, and we had a summer party. We got consent, as said in the movie. So we got consent to watch that, and it was a lot of fun. We had a slumber party that night, so yeah.
I love it. Go ahead.
Love the film. I'm glad you guys included the message of consent. That's very important.
Oh yeah.
My question is, how much did you tell the boys about the objects they were handling? Or did you?
There was very little context. Usually with actors, you know, they want to talk about their process. Thankfully, in this one, there was less of that, and we did not encourage it. So there was a lot of like, why don't you ask your mom the questions that you're asking us? There's a lot of passing the buck to moms.
Nice jacket. Go ahead.
Oh boy. I literally wore this jacket to make that joke, but I'm gonna say this: y'all might have made a classic. I'm gonna put that out in the universe. Okay. My question. No, I'm getting it. As far as taking. As far as using the conduit of what Superbad is as a story of friends coming to terms with change and reconvincing that friendship, what else did you kind of use as your techniques to kind of invert that story into your own enigma?
Gene?
Can I answer that tomorrow?
You can send me an email.
God, I don't know. I mean, it's still an enigma, to be honest. You know, we had really smart people helping us on this thing, and we leaned on them a lot.
I'll try.
Yeah, thank you.
This will be slightly better than that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll try. I don't know what enigma is, but I understood the rest of it. I think we really want to tell a story about that very specific time, and so you've seen a lot of those movies. You've seen the versions of these that are high school movies, and we wanted to go younger, and these kids are very certain about their friendships, but it's that time where you're not going to be friends with the people that you're necessarily friends with at that time, and it is a lot of logistics, and you are friends with people because they live in your neighborhood or because their parents are friends or whatever, and it starts to be around 6th grade that I was into karate, and that's why I was so cool. And you know, everyone kind of finds their thing, and then you become friends with your karate people, and the basketball kids hang out, and the theater kids. And I think that this is the beginning. They don't really know where they are, and so they're kind of clinging to each other, but they're also moving on.
Sure, thank you. Also, I want to say this to Seth Rogen and also you, Evan Goldberg. Like, as I explained about Superbad, that movie taught me film. Honestly, that movie, like, I mean, there's many other films, but that movie, like, that's the first movie I broke down and taught me film, and I want to thank you guys for making that. My name's Mario. That changed my life. And Seth Rogen, I've been a fan of yours since Freaks and Geeks since I was 5. We're going to meet in the future.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm a fragile man and can use all the support I get, so I appreciate that.
Also, I want to say one thing. We did karate together. We did karate together. We were that lame joke.
Yes, exactly. That was us.
What's funny, did you, when this came up, were you thinking, oh, why didn't we think of that? On a certain level?
Yeah, this whole thing. No, it was actually like it was something that we found kind of irresistible because, like, the truth is, we met when we were like 12, and these kids are like it would be like we were each like the new friends that they make at the end of the movie, and that's kind of who Superbad would go on to be about. And it was, but we all had those friends before that who you kind of stopped being friends with, and that to us was like just so fascinating. And the idea of kids just, I just remember like a big, like just learning to swear is also just like a fun thing to chronicle. Which I mean, if you hang around these little animals for 2 seconds, it's appalling. Like the shit that comes out of these kids' mouths is, I was just like, guys, like I don't think I can legally listen to you talk. Like in private, like just like unless we're filming, it's super fucked up for me to be hearing this stuff. So like, just don't talk around me is where we've landed. But they're amazing children.
Go ahead.
My question is for the good boys. Can you share with us one of your favorite memories making the movie?
One of my favorite memories was probably the paintball gun scene. That was so fun to shoot. You guys have no idea how awesome that was. To prepare for that scene, I remember watching some of the action scenes from The Matrix. So you watch that scene again, you can tell that I'm harnessing Keanu Reeves. There were many favorite scenes, but I would have to say the frat house is one of my favorite scenes because that was the first time I got to break a paddle over someone's back, who wasn't my brother. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that was my favorite scene.
I would have to say my favorite scene is probably the scene where we're in the park. The park, yeah. The scene where we're in the park when I'm like, you had us bring drugs to a playground. So, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Did I interrupt you? But I just, Molly and Amador is kind of like, was this super fun or super annoying? Acting with these
both. No, it was amazing. They're incredible. And the biggest challenge was deciding if I would explain what they asked me.
Yeah, I was a former babysitter, and half of the summer felt a lot like that job as opposed to acting. But yeah, they're lovely children.
Go ahead.
So I want to know, did you guys have to like convince your parents to let you do this, or were they super cool about it?
My parents were all for it.
Cool.
Because I had never done a comedy before, I think, because I like to do a whole bunch of different genres of movies. So I read the script with my parents. I didn't. No. Yeah, it was a lot of fun because it was a lot of fun because I like playing all different personalities with my characters. So I thought it was a really cool experience in order to be able to swear. Because I'm not. None of us are allowed to swear at all at home, or we get punished. So.
It was kind of hard for me because I didn't want to do it at first because of all the swearing and stuff. So, but my mom just told me to like pray about it, and it's just acting.
And that's your answer on who's the real good boy here.
Go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
These kids are hilarious. Seth Rogen, watch out, they're gonna take your job.
I make money off them. It's fine.
Well, hello, good boys, bad boys, teens.
Tweens.
Rogen.
Yeah, tweens. I'm a teen.
So, I just wanted to say that this film's humor really reminded me of my mom. It was brilliant, and it was also so frugal in the best way possible. Like, every joke drove the story forward. There was not a moment wasted, and I was just wondering, what other jokes or scenes were left out of the final cut?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I know. yeah. All right. So there's a scene where we were at the mall, right? All right. So there was a scene where we were at the mall and we had like this whole choreographed thing where we would jam out to Bang Bang by Jessie J. And we would stand on top of tables with ketchup bottles and we would just jam out to Jessie J.
If we could, we'd perform that whole thing right here for you guys.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, I don't.
I still have it memorized,
But I don't think there's enough room here, and it looks
No.
a bit clean. I don't feel like messing it up right now. You want to say a bad one?
Say a bad one? Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, probably the ball pit scene. There was a ball pit scene. Yeah. That one, we took so long. Exactly. Exactly, yeah. Well, there was like a dancing scene, a ball pit scene where we were like in a ball pit and it was a lot. Yeah.
We were the only somewhat tweens or teens in the entire ball pit. And after like a bunch of 6-year-olds jumped in, it made us look like.
And I throw up in the ball pit, of
Yeah.
course.
Because you ate pizza that was in the ball pit. That was scripted.
And then after that, there's a dancing scene. We go into like a whole dance to like on the stage and like the robots are like singing a song or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Next question.
This is awfully fun, but actually, this is the last question. Go ahead.
Hey, so I loved the balance of having, I guess, it's not so it's actually not mean-spirited at all, and these kids are saying these things, but they're not, but it's all in a good spirit, and there's the whole anti-drug thing and the whole anti-bullying thing, and I was wondering what it was like and how important it was to create that balance and that question's kind of for everyone.
Well, it was very important not to, we don't love mean humor. I have to give credit to Point Grey as well, because I think that's part of their brand. It's not nasty, it's not mean humor that puts people down, but I guess uplifting humor. But it's sweet, and it's not at the expense, it punches up, it doesn't punch down. And I think they brought a lot of that to the script.
Well, this was incredibly fun for us. Another just great adventure, entertainment. It's just everybody, the cast, thank you. You guys are fantastic creators. You guys are great. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.